Hello everyone, thank you for watching this video and welcome to my channel. So the reason why I am making this video সেটা হচ্ছে যে অনেক সময় বাংলাদেশের অনেক ফটোগ্রাফিক ফোরামেই দেখা যায় যে সবাই ডিসকাস করছে কোন ক্যামেরা গিয়ারটি কিনবে সেটা নিয়ে, কিন্তু ক্যামেরা গিয়ারের মেইনটেনেন্স সম্পর্কে অলমোস্ট কখনোই কেউ কিছু বলে না। এর রিজনটা আমার কাছে খুব একটা ক্লিয়ার না, বাট I just thought that I would share my thought process and my techniques with you so that this might help you down the line. So আপনি যদি পুরানো ক্যামেরা ইউজার হয়ে থাকেন, then this video is probably not for you, but I do use some of my own third-party products that has worked really well for me, so this might help you down the line. And for new users, I really hope that this is gonna help you maintain and keep your gears clean. This is my really old Nikon D80, still working like a brand new product, and I often find myself using this one. So anyway, let me take these things out of the table. So first of all, our camera to পরিষ্কার রাখার জন্য you have to pick up one of these something similar to this kind of cleaning kits. এই ক্লিনিং কিটগুলি আপনি বাংলাদেশের যে কোনো রেপুটেড ক্যামেরা দোকানে পাবেন. These are not that expensive and these are quite easy to find. So usually what you find in these things are these so-called microfiber cleaning cloths, rocket blower, some sort of shady cleaning solution. Maybe they're gonna throw in some Q-tips and tissue paper as well. But the thing is that এই প্রোডাক্টগুলি খুবই সস্তায় তৈরি করা হয়, and the quality of the products is so poor যে বেশিরভাগ সময় আমি এই জিনিসগুলি ডাইরেক্টলি আমার ক্যামেরা ইউজ করতে খুব হেজিটেট করি. So there was a time when I used to use these things on my camera, but these days I rarely use any of this stuff except for this thing. This is a rocket blower, and this is the most valuable cleaning tool you can have in your camera bag. In fact, I keep one of these in my camera bag all the time. The other thing I find myself using quite often is this one. This is sort of a microfiber cloth, I don't know, and this feels like it's a towel kind of material. আপনার ক্যামেরার বাইরের বডি বা লেন্সের বডি যদি পরিষ্কার করতে হয়, then this is quite good enough just for superficial cleaning. But be mindful, a clothটা বেশ সারফেসটা বেশ rough, so if you rub it too hard, this might scratch your lens. But most often I do use this thing just to give a little wipe or dust of the occasional dusting and that kind of stuff. Okay, the first thing you need is to make your own DIY camera cleaning kit is microfiber cloth, and I keep all of my microfiber cloth in one of these চশমার একটা হার্ড কেস এর মধ্যে আমি সবসময় রাখি, and the reason is this keeps the dust away from the cloths, so which is actually a benefit. Now if you're really lucky, you can find one of these things on the local camera shop. This is a proper microfiber cleaning cloth. This is pretty old and kind of hard to find in the market. So what if যদি আপনার কাছে এই জিনিসটা না থাকে, then what can you do? You can use one of this stuff. এটা যে কোনো চশমার দোকানে আপনি খুঁজে পাবেন. This is also a type of microfiber cloth. It's pretty big and it's pretty good. ক্যামেরার বাইরের বডি কিংবা লেন্সের বাইরের অংশ ক্লিন করার জন্য this is more than good enough. But if you look really hard into আপনি যদি চশমার দোকানে খুব ভালো মতন খোঁজ করেন, then you will find one of these clothes. These are also microfiber cloths, এবং এই জিনিসগুলো বেশ হাই কোয়ালিটির, and I was really surprised to feel the quality of these products. But anyway, এই জিনিসগুলিও খুব সম্ভবত লেন্সের ফ্রন্ট এলিমেন্ট বা ব্যাক এলিমেন্ট ক্লিন করার জন্য ইউজ করাটা বোধহয় ঠিক হবে না, কারণ there are different issues with these things as well. But মাঝে মাঝেই খুব শর্টকাটে আমার লেন্সের ফিল্টার যদি ক্লিন করতে হয়, I often use these two cloths, and they work pretty good. I mean, I have no complaints about this. Okay, one thing that is আপনি যদি চশমার দোকান থেকে এই জিনিসগুলি কালেক্ট করেন, you're gonna find a different quality cloth as well. This thing comes with your typical glasses. It's actually really poor quality, and I think if you just touch it, you can feel it, the quality of it, that is. And just try to avoid this kind of cloth. Try to find these good quality ones. Okay, so enough about the cleaning cloth. Let's talk a little bit about the cleaning solutions. I'm just gonna put them away. Okay, so enough about the microfiber cloth. Let's talk about the cleaning solutions. So the typical cleaning solution you're gonna get with your আপনার ক্যামেরা ক্লিনিং কিটের সাথে আসবে, সেটা হচ্ছে অনেকটা এই ধরনের. The problem with these things is এর ভিতরে যে কী ধরনের কেমিক্যাল ইউজ করা হয়েছে তার আসলে কোনো লিস্ট অনেক সময় দেওয়া থাকে না, কিংবা দেওয়া থাকলেও সেটা যাচাই করার কোনো উপায় থাকে না. So these stuffs are pretty shady. And ভালো করে লক্ষ্য করলে আপনি দেখতে পাবেন যে this specific one has a blue tint to it there. That means এর মধ্যে কোনো ধরনের কালারিং এজেন্ট ব্যবহার করা হয়েছে, and if you shake it you see some bubble forms as well. So এর ভিতরে সাবান জাতীয় কোনো পদার্থ অবশ্যই আছে. Now on a typical emergency basis you might be able to get away with it, but for everyday use just try to avoid these things. One of the thing often people uses is these things. These are the typical Windex kind of thing. This one is called Mr. Brasso. Now this thing is not designed to clean your electronics. The problem with these things is they have a chemical called ammonia in it. You won't find it on the label, but if you smell it, আপনি যদি এটা গন্ধ শুকেন, then you'll be able to get a very pungent smell from it. Ammonia is really bad for any kind of plastic surface, especially on a surface that has markings on it. Over the time the ammonia can আপনার লেন্স বা ক্যামেরার গায়ে যে মার্কিংগুলি করা থাকে সেই জিনিসগুলি উঠিয়ে ফেলতে পারে বেশি এই জিনিসগুলি ইউজ করলে. So definitely do not use these things or this kind of product. Also you can see this has the same blue tint like the other one. It's a little bit different, but that means this has এর ভিতরেও কোনো কালারিং এজেন্ট ইউজ করা হয়েছে. সো এই জিনিসগুলি যদি বেশি ব্যবহার করা হয়, ওভার দ্য ইয়ার your object might get yellow, or they might get a slight color tint of this specific color. So don't use these things. এই জিনিসগুলি যদি ব্যবহার নাই করতে পারেন, তো কি ব্যবহার করবেন? So my recommendation is this thing. This is a cleaning solution for your eyeglasses or very high-end sunglasses. এই জিনিসগুলি বাংলাদেশের প্রায় সবগুলি চশমার দোকানে আপনি খুঁজে পাবেন. And this has no coloring agent on it, and this has some element called UV55, which I'm not entirely an expert on, but এই জিনিসটা অ্যাডভার্টাইজ করে যে this has some sort of anti-fungal, antibacterial properties to it. Also cleaning with it actually makes the surface anti-static, so this is going to also repel dust from the surface of your camera. It's pretty cheap. You can find it on many যে কোনো চশমার দোকানে হয়তো পাওয়া যাওয়ার কথা. So yeah, try to see that if you can find one of these things. Okay, so enough about the cleaning solutions. The chemical compound that you need to clean the lens or the front element or the back element of your camera is called isopropyl alcohol, 70% isopropyl alcohol. Now this is called alcohol prep pads. I'm pretty sure you have used these things before. এই জিনিসগুলি অ্যাকচুয়ালি ইনজেকশন দেওয়ার আগে সারফেস আপনার বডি সারফেস ক্লিন করার জন্য ইউজ করা হয়. So what's inside this is a very soft tissue paper soaked with the 70% isopropyl alcohol solution, and these things are pretty good and they are pretty dirt cheap. In fact, you can use only these things to clean your entire camera with the help of a rocket blower and maybe a pack of tissue paper. Okay, so where can you find this stuff? আমার মনে হয় যে কোনো ওষুধের দোকান বা ডিসপেন্সারিতেই এই জিনিসগুলি এখন অ্যাভেলেবেল পাওয়া যায়। এই অনেক ধরনের ব্র্যান্ডের এই অ্যালকোহল প্রেপ প্যাডস আপনি খুঁজে পাবেন। I have tried many different brands, but I found this one to be suitable for me. Do your own experiment for the different products you have and you will see the differences. So one drawback about this product, এই প্রোডাক্টগুলোর একটা সমস্যা হচ্ছে যে এই প্যাকেটগুলি ওয়েল সিলড না। সো ওভার টাইম আপনার ব্যাগের মধ্যে কিংবা কোথাও যদি স্টোর করেন ভিতরের অ্যালকোহলগুলি ইভ্যাপোরেট হয়ে উড়ে যায় এবং যে টিস্যু পেপারটি থাকে সেটা বেশ ড্রাই হয়ে পড়ে। So in my experience, I have found it that if you store these things for over a month, this becomes pretty unusable. So আমি কখনোই একসাথে বেশি করে জিনিসগুলি কিনি না। In fact, I only buy 10 or 20 of this for a week supply, and 20 of this is more than good enough for cleaning my camera for 1 week. That's a lot of cleaning power. Oh, two other things: tissue papers and লেন্স ব্রাশ। সো ওকে, এই জিনিসগুলি দিয়ে যখন আপনি আপনার লেন্সের ফ্রন্ট এলিমেন্টগুলি পরিষ্কার করবেন, you will see some smudges, and if you try to remove those smudge with more of this, it usually backfires. So what I do, or what I have found to be very useful, is use any kind of generic tissue papers. Okay, so this is pretty generic one. I think you can find it everywhere. Now this tissue paper has benefits and drawbacks. The benefit of this specific one is that the center part, এই টিস্যু পেপারটির মাঝখানের পার্টটি একদম প্লেন, এখানে কোনো ডিজাইন এমবস বা কোনো রকম কোনো ডিজাইন করা নেই। সো this thing is pretty smooth and clean. So if you roll it like this and slowly wipe the element of your lens, this doesn't leave any smudge. In fact, in many cases in every cases I have been able to remove all those smudges. But the main drawback of this thing is that this is not lint free. That means আপনি এই জিনিসটা ব্যবহার করার পর ছোট ছোট সুতার পার্টিকেল বা ছোট ছোট পার্টিকেল আপনার লেন্সের উপর পড়ে থাকতে পারবেন। It's not that it always does that, but in most cases it does that. So in order to combat that, I use one of these things. So this is a generic brand Women's makeup brush. আর এই মেকআপ ব্রাশগুলি ব্যবহার করার মেইন বেনিফিট যেটা আমি মনে করি, দ্যাট ইজ দিস এই ব্রিসলসগুলো খুব সফট, and they don't ever leaves any scratch marks or anything, and these things are anti-static or I don't know, static, so this picks up dust pretty well. One thing though, আপনি যদি এই ধরনের জিনিসগুলি আপনার লেন্সের ফ্রন্ট এলিমেন্ট ক্লিন করার জন্য ব্যবহার করেন, just make sure that you never touch this front part of the brush. That's because অনেক সময় আমাদের হাতে ময়লা থাকে কিংবা তেল চর্বি জমে থাকে, সেই জিনিসগুলি এখানে ট্রান্সফার হবে, দেন এখান থেকে আপনার লেন্সে ট্রান্সফার হবে। So it's better to be safe. If you found yourself touching the front of this accidentally, just use one of these alcohol pads to just wipe it, and it should be good as new. And other benefit is এই জিনিসটা খুব সুন্দর একটা এরকম কভার আছে, so it keeps all the dust and other stuff away from the front of the brush. Okay, so that's let's see let's recap the stuff that I've just showed you. I use these kind of tissue papers, alcohol pads, a blower, this thing, and where is this thing? Just this liquid thing, and few of these microfiber cloths, and also you can have some Q-tips in your cleaning kit. Now these things are more than good enough to keep your camera clean, to maintain your camera for a very long time, and you're going to be very happy. At least I am very happy with this setup. I've been using this for many years now, and I have no complaints about this. Right about now, if you have any question about any of these things, you can put a comment down below. Okay, the thing is that আমি এই ভিডিওটি আমার পার্সোনাল ইউটিউব চ্যানেলে পাবলিশ করব, বাট দ্য থিং ইজ অনেক সময় অনেকে উৎসাহী হয়ে ভিডিওটি অনেক ভিডিওই ইউটিউব থেকে রিড করে নিজস্ব ফেসবুক পেজ বা অন্য ইউটিউব পেজে আপলোড করে। ইন দ্যাট কেস if you put a comment on that video, that comment or that suggestion or that question is never gonna come to me. So I'm gonna put my link somewhere in here. You can just visit there and leave your comments or suggestions down there, and that way you can be sure that I have read that comment. Okay, the next part is how to use all this stuff to keep your camera gear clean. So enough about the cleaning kits. Now let's talk about how to clean your camera. সো ক্যামেরা ক্লিন করার জন্য প্রথমেই যে স্টেপটা আসলে আমি ফলো করি এবং আমি মনে করি যেটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট স্টেপ, সেটা হচ্ছে যে অলওয়েজ টেক দ্য ব্যাটারিজ আউট অ্যান্ড অলসো দি মেমরি কার্ড। অ্যান্ড আপনার মেমরি কার্ড যদি কোনো রকম মেমরি কার্ডের সাথে যদি কোনো রকম কেস বা এই ধরনের প্রোটেক্টিভ কেসিং থাকে, সো জাস্ট পুট ইট ব্যাক। দিস ওয়ে ইটস গোনা রিমেইন সেফ while you are cleaning your camera. Okay, now you probably know this DSLR camera actually দুটি অংশ থাকে. One is the body and the other one is the lens, and when you are cleaning you can clean them while they are attached together, or you can do like what I do. I always separate them out. That way it's a bit easier, and there are some very narrow places in there which are very difficult to get to when these are attached. So one thing before you are detaching your lens from your camera is you need these two end caps. One of them, this one came with the body and this one came with the lens. Okay, so let's just take them out. I'm gonna put it back and lens hookta khule fela dorkar. I'll just keep them separate and just put this one back here. So you can start by cleaning this thing first. I mean, this is a very simple thing. Just take your microfiber cloth and spray out a little and just give this thing a good rub, and that's usually good enough for cleaning these lens hoods. But one thing you can do is just try to remember that you should always clean the inside of your lens hood as well, কারণ এই জায়গাগুলোর মধ্যে মাঝে মাঝে ময়লা জমে থাকে, and light can bounce off those small particles and create small lens flares, but it's not absolutely necessary. And if you find that এই ছোটো ছোটো ক্র্যাকগুলির ভিতরে কোথাও ময়লা জমে আসে, you can use your lens blower just to blow them off, and once it's done it's pretty much clean. So the next thing I often try to clean is the lens. So I'll show you how to clean the lens, and I will put the body away for now. So cleaning the lens, first thing, like your lens hood, just dust it away. Make sure to put the lens aside, কারণ এখান থেকে যে ধুলাগুলি বের হবে সেটা আপনার লেন্সে গিয়ে পড়তে পারে. So once it's pretty much dust free, just use the same wet part to give it a good rub, and that's, I mean, I'm doing it in a hurry, but you get the point, right? Okay, one other thing is these cracks. Sometimes অনেক সময় দেখা যায় যে ধুলাগুলি এর ভিতরেও জমে. Now এই জায়গাগুলি পরিষ্কার করার জন্য এই কিউটিপগুলি খুব বেশ কাজে আসে. Just spray a little bit of solution on your Q-tip and just run it inside this crack. Okay, that's pretty much spotless. Okay, so the next thing is it's probably a good idea to just put this cap back on for this part. So the next thing is the outside surface of your lens, right? Now if you're using a entry level or kit zoom lens, you're gonna see that these things are expanded in parts এখানে ডিফারেন্ট পার্ট আছে এবং এই জায়গাগুলিতে অনেক সময় ময়লা জমে। So the first thing you should do is just give this thing a good dusting from this air blower. This should take out all the loose dust and debris from it. And the next thing I personally do is use the same microfiber cloth. Just spray a little of the solution and clean it. আসলে এই কাজগুলি করার সময় কথা বলাটা খুবই ডিফিকাল্ট, সো I'm sorry I can't entertain you or instruct you while I'm doing these things, but I think you get the gist. So once this is a demonstration, so you get the point. So once this outside part is clean enough, it's you are probably ready to get the inside elements. So the first thing is definitely hold your lens upside down and blow air into your filters on the front element. Try to use a nice UV filter. This always comes in handy. So once you're very sure that there's no dust in it, just take it off. I'm gonna put it in one side, put the cap back in. So a পর্যায়ে the first thing you should inspect is the front element of your UV filter. It's very hard to show it in the camera, but usually over a day's use you are supposed to you will most definitely get some dust and smudges on the UV filter or the front element of your lens, so you have to clean it very well. So the first thing is I no longer need this one. Make sure to blow all the dust from the front end element. And I use one of these alcohol prep pads, so just take it off. And let's do the back element first. Just rub it in a circular motion, the back element and the front element, and you can also clean the sides and the screw mounts. Okay, so it's gonna take a few seconds for the alcohols to dry, but you cannot allow the alcohols to dry on this thing. It's gonna leave some sort of mark there, so just take any tissue paper, just এভাবে আর কি roll করুন and just wipe it like that. I hope you can see it like this. Okay, and I'm gonna take a new part of the tissue paper and do the same for the front side. Now at this point, if you have a if you have a flashlight like this one, it's gonna come really handy. Just hold it on a big flat surface. I mean এই লাইটটা যদি আপনার ফিল্টারের উপরে এভাবে নাড়াচাড়া করেন, আমি শিওর না ক্যামেরায় দেখা যাচ্ছে কিনা, বাট ইউ ক্যান সি ইফ দের ইজ এনি স্মাজ অর স্ক্র্যাচেস যদি এখানে থেকে থাকে, দেন ইটস গোনা শো ইট প্রিটি ওয়েল. This UV filter is very old. I've been using it for more than 4 or 5 years. It's not in great condition, but there's no visible smudges or dust marks there. So anyway, I think it's quite clean enough. I just give it another blowing, just leave it aside and try to cover it with keep it covered with a tissue paper. If you still have your filter casing, then just put it back in the casing. In my case, I have lost it long time ago. Okay, so next comes the lens. Okay, So for the front element is the same, just dust it well, and always dust your blow your always try to clean your camera or lens upside down, so if there's a dust in there, it's just gonna fall downwards because of the gravity. I think it's quite good enough. And most often you don't need to clean the front element of your lens, because if you are using a filter, then these things are pretty well protected. Just use one of these flashlights and see if there's any visible marks in there. In my case, there is none, but for demonstration I will show you how I do this one as well. So এই প্রসেসটাও filter clean করার মতনই, just use one of those alcohol prep pads and run them in a circular motion and try to clean the inside part as well. I do it at least twice. Okay, good enough. See, it actually had dirt in it. It just turned black. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the other side. Okay, a lot of dirt. Okay, I haven't used this thing in a long time. All right, I think this thing is pretty clean enough. I mean, it's good enough. So I'm gonna take another tissue paper, roll it up from the center, and use this part to wipe the alcohol off. Once you see that the alcohol is all gone, don't press the tissue paper too hard. Just slowly smudge it. Just slowly try to dust it. Okay, let me check it with the light. Yeah, spotless, pretty much. Now at this point, if you see এই টিস্যুগুলি থেকে যদি লিম্ফ বা কোনো পার্টিকেল আপনার লেন্সের উপর জমা হয়, the way to clean it is by using this makeup brush. So I'm just gonna shake it well outside of the camera and just slowly dust all the loose fiber particles away. And I don't see, okay, there's a little there. Yep, it's very clean. Okay, as soon as you have used it, just put it back in its cover so this one doesn't get dirty. At this point of time, just take out your filter, maybe give it another blow, and just put it back. Okay, so as soon as this is done, just put back the front cap and you're safe. So what about the back element? It's almost the same process, but আপনার ক্যামেরার ব্যাক এলিমেন্টটি almost never gets exposed to the environmental elements, so it's very rare that it gets dusty or it needs a wet cleaning. So I rarely use those alcohol pads to clean this thing. All you need to do is to just extend your lens barrel, and you'll see when you extend it, এখানে একটা ফাঁকা জায়গা create হয়, so just hold it upside down and blow air into it. Okay, that's quite good enough for the back element of your lens. Now if you do see some sort of marks or smudges on the back element, just use one of those alcohol pads to clean it, and then use the same tissue or a clean tissue paper to just wipe off the smudges. And once you're done, just put this lens cap back. So basically this is how you clean the front and the back element of your lens, and if you want you can use these alcohol pads to clean the body, I mean the surface of your lens as well. And this is actually very good because these things, as far as I know, this thing this thing actually protects your camera against developing fungus and other sort of stuff, because this has antibacterial or anti-fungal properties to it. So I think it's pretty safe enough to wipe the surface with this thing. Okay, so I hope you get the idea of cleaning your lens with these alcohol pads, and I hope this is gonna help you with your cleaning process as well. Once you're done cleaning your lens, it's time to clean the body. Now, one thing about these alcohol pads, এই র্যাপারটার ভিতর থেকে বের করার পর এই টিস্যু পেপারটা আস্তে আস্তে খুব তাড়াতাড়ি শুকিয়ে যায়, so you will get a good 4 to 5 minutes use out of it. So do not use the one that you have used to clean your lens on this one. It may not work. Just use a new one. So once again, just inspect your body, see if there is a কোথাও কোনো ডাস্ট জমা হয়ে আছে কিনা. Just use the rocket blower to blow off the dust from the surface. Now one thing I always do is ব্যাটারি কম্পার্টমেন্টের ভিতরেও আমি মাঝে মাঝে এয়ার ব্লো করি, এর ভিতরে অনেক সময় ডাস্ট জমা হয়ে থাকে, and this is just gonna make it loose, and those things will fall down. And also do the same thing to your SD card slot. Okay, now this looks pretty clean, but use your microfiber cloth and put some of this solution on the cloth. I usually start with the LCD and the back surface. Okay, you do know that you can take this part off, so just take it off. This is gonna make your life easier. So I think you get the general idea. There's nothing that much complicated about this process. Just try to read all the creases and all the nooks and crannies. So that's about it. And once you're done with the microfiber cloth, just use another alcohol pad and clean the LCD. You can also clean the the viewfinder and the top LCD. Okay, the one thing is, when you hold your camera like this, you get a lot of sweat and other biological contaminant in this parts, so just use this one to clean these parts as well. I'm sorry, the camera is getting out of the frame. Okay, so once you're done with this, just give the other body parts a good wipe. And don't worry, আপনার ক্যামেরাটা যদি একটু ভিজা ভিজা মনে হয় তাহলে চিন্তা করার আসলে কিছু নেই. These are alcohols, they are gonna evaporate like really soon, and this doesn't leave any residue or mark on your camera. Okay, one thing about this one is sometime you get dust build up in this area, so use the same alcohol pad and just give like a really light wipe on this connection areas. Okay, and one other thing I forgot before, that is to clean the inside of your camera. So just hold your camera upside down, put the rocket blower a few inches from the front element and just blow air into it, and this is actually good enough to keep your camera, keep the mirrors clean enough. One thing though, never touch the mirror in there. I hope you can see the mirror in there. Don't touch it with anything, it's gonna leave a mark. This thing is very fragile. Okay, so I guess okay, once you're done, just give this one a good wipe, and we're gonna put it back there. So once you have done this part, your camera is actually pretty clean enough. Now actually demonstration purposes জন্য আমি জিনিসটা এত thoroughly clean করতে পারলাম না, but I hope you get the gist of it and you got introduced to my way of cleaning my camera. Maybe you can incorporate some of the parts with your own process, and it's gonna help you keep your camera clean and maintain it for a very long time. So once again, thank you for watching this video. So if you have found this video useful, you have liked it, just put a like down below, or if you have disliked it, put a dislike down below. And if you think this is gonna help you in any way or anyway, just don't forget to subscribe. Maybe I can put some other videos as well. And one thing, I would really appreciate your suggestions, your comments, so don't forget to leave those comments on my channel down below. So take care and bye.